Internet. My name is Spencer. A lot of people call me Spenny, and today I want to talk about Rubinite. This is a game where you see it, and at first glance you could think this is some weird, cute pixel art nonsense, and also a super intense boss battle montage. And in reality, it is both of those things. And if you've clicked on this video, you have some kind of curiosity in it. And I want to make it clear up front that I think you should absolutely try this game. And I'm going to touch on a couple things in different sections that I think will kind of hopefully spell out to you whether this game is for you or not. So without further ado, let's jump into the video and I'll do my best to give you the pitch. Gameplay. This is what makes or breaks a game like this. And I'm here to tell you that if you can hit A to roll and you can hit X to swing your sword, you are doing 85% of what you're going to be able to do in Rubinite. And you might be thinking to yourself, how the hell is that fun? And how do they stretch that into a full game? Okay. And in order to kind of explain that, I'm going to set up what it is like to kind of play a mission in Rubinite. You're going to talk to Roy. You're going to talk to Witchy. You're going to open up your world map. You're going to select a POI. You are going to enter an arena. There's going to be a sweet boss intro. And if you're lucky enough, when you succeed, there will be a sweet boss outro. And everything in between that intro and outro is you committing to either rolling or doing damage via your basic attack swing. The other real important part of combat in this game is you need to charge your focus meter to do focus strikes. And in order to do that, you're going to hold like the right trigger on controller and it's going to target the boss, but you also have to manually kind of adjust which way you're looking. So if the boss does a big move and he moves across the map, you have to use your right thumbstick to retarget him. And focusing on him allows you to build up charges. And for every focus charge you have, you can commit a focus strike. You can stack your focus charges to up to three times. And when you get to 3 and unleash it all, it does more damage than you would do if you just had 1. I know that seems really stupid, but this mechanic is so addictive, so fast, because it's this sensation of almost gambling of like whether I want to just do, you know, quick darting damage immediately, like just build my little one focus charge, do a focus strike, keep moving, or do I want to commit to being a boss and just perfect dodging to get instant charges on my focus meter. So when I do focus strike, it's straight up 3 power and it's just decimating the enemy's health bar. And the reason the focus strikes are important is because the enemies you're fighting are possessed by these pure blood crystals. And in order to shatter the crystals, you have to commit the final bit of damage as a focus strike. So yes, you can do just X and swing your sword and do basic damage, but in order to finish the boss, you need to commit the final blow with a focus strike. I thought that was just a really cool lore-based mechanic, which also pairs up super, super well with how the gameplay works. And I'm not going to lie to you, man, you're almost going to never basic attack unless the enemy is temporarily stunned. Most of the time, you are going to try to be a boss and just build up your focus charges to unleash crazy focus damage strikes. There's also a throwing like needle mechanic you will unlock later on. I'm not trying to spoil everything, but just so you guys can understand the total scope of combat in this game. You are going to dodge to avoid damage. You're going to hit X to do basic strikes. You're going to hold right trigger to lock on or focus on the boss, and you are going to move that focus with the right stick. And when you get enough focus built up, you get your charges, then you hit left trigger to commit the focus strike. Whether that's a 1 charge or a 3 charge, it's all the same button. You are also going to be able to hit B to throw your darts. And the darts are super important later on as the game reveals to you that when an enemy does an aerial attack, if you are focused on them while they're in the air and you hit the dart button perfectly timed, you then punish him. He gets stunned in the air, falls to the ground, and you get a small window to do damage or build focus. And that's a very cool dynamic because the entire time you are fighting these bosses, and man, there is a fair chunk of unique bosses because there is no mini bosses, there is no fuck all. Every POI you enter in this game is a straight up boss fight. And they are all fucking unique and all pretty cool and well designed. And learning their movesets is really rewarding and satisfying. And because this game is built around this idea of just being a boss rush game, there's no annoying runbacks. There's no spending 20 minutes to get back to hopefully succeed the second time or the fifth time or the 50th time. This game makes failing so easy and easy to bounce back from that it becomes addicting like immediately. Between the focus charging and just being able to restart immediately and get right back into the fight is so satisfying. And you will die 50 times, and you could die 50 times in 15 minutes. You're not going to lose hours and hours of your life just trying to get back to the boss. And I really appreciated that. And when you kind of get introduced to more complex mechanics later on, like parryable grab attacks and stuff like that, you learn how to counter all of those things, and it really builds upon this very simplistic layer of just A to dodge and X to do damage. And I can't say enough kind things about the way the encounters are designed in this game. They are truly unique. They are truly stunning to look at. Beautiful pixel art. Very cool environments. There's not a lot in terms of exploration in this game. There's a little bit of exploration at the hub location, but this is definitely not Elden Ring. This is very important to understand. You are going to go to POIs. You are going to fight bosses, and that is most of this game. If you like that shit, this game is for you, and you are going to love it. The fact that this game does not have more Steam reviews is a travesty. This is a fantastically, beautifully designed indie game that you really do need to check out. And if the gameplay wasn't enough for you to just do it and buy it, you can download the demo on Steam right now and try it for yourself, and it will immediately catch you, I promise. It will get its hooks in you. You will then be converted, and then this video has succeeded at doing what I was hoping it was going to do. And if that was enough for you, we'll talk about story. I don't know. If you're a weirdo and you care about indie game stories, then hang on and I'll be right back. You'll notice that Ruby's character design is very reminiscent of something like Little Red Riding Hood, and I believe that is deliberate. The story of this game is very much like a dark fairy tale. The kingdom has been overthrown by an evil witch, but it's much more sinister and dark than most other Disney-esque fairy tales will be. The witch has discovered that she can tear out the crimson eyes of the villagers and the noble-born people to convert their eyes into pure blood crystals, which she then uses to imbue in monsters to make them more powerful and control them. So the whole kingdom is kind of under this dark reign of this witch, and you play as Ruby, and you're not really too sure who the fuck is Ruby and why she matters. All you know is that you have no choice but to fight these giant blood-stained monsters, which is what the people refer to as these creatures that have been possessed by pure blood crystals. And by shattering their pure blood crystals, you release them from the witch's spell. And you're hoping to confront the witch and stop her from committing her final heinous act after, I think it's 10 days to the eclipse. She needs the power of the full eclipse to commit one last heinous thing. And I'll leave the heinous shit for you to, go and experience for yourself. But that's the gist of the story. You play as Ruby, a little girl who's in way over her head, who has a weird companion in Roy and an even stranger companion in Witchy, and you awake in a monastery full of questions, and the game does a very good job of answering those questions, whether it be through quirky little dialogue sequences with Roy and Witchy, or by the minor amount of exploration you can do in the monastery, where you kind of interact with these enchanted visual spaces and you break the spell in them, and you kind of uncover pockets of this monastery, and it unfolds the story of what happened here and also what is happening in the larger picture of the kingdom. In full disclosure, I have not finished this game in totality, so I can't sit here and tell you that it's the best shit I've ever played in terms of its story, but I really liked its charm and the way it's presented. It kept me wanting to go back for more, and I'm very excited to jump back in and finish this game. And when it comes to things that I think are the most important part to understand about this story is it's not life-changing. It's very fairy tale-esque, but they're not afraid to get dark and get a little more serious. And if you are willing to hear a little bit of spoiler stuff, I'll tell you some more interesting things right now. So this is the spoiler warning. Consider yourself warned. Spoilers ahead, okay? The one really neat part about this game is when you beat the game and roll credits, it does very much a Nier Automata, where you have beaten the game, but it is made clear to you that you have not actually beaten the game. And you could stop there, but the most intriguing questions get answered as you continue to push forward. And they're introducing new characters to you to help Ruby understand what is happening in the large scheme of things. And you experience most of the revelations in the story through these memory flashbacks. You interact with an enchanted item that breaks this illusionary spell, and you get to experience a glimpse into somebody else's memory. And it is made clear to you fairly early on that you think these memories are for the witch who is committing all these heinous atrocities against the kingdom. So you kind of retrace her footsteps to figure out why she's doing what she's doing, while also trying to discover who is Ruby and why is she the person that's somehow able to stand up to all this, dark magic in the world. And I thought it was really like a good little sweet story. It is cutesy. There's charming little moments. There's also just, sweet hardcore violence. It does this really good job of kind of managing to make this dark fairy tale aesthetic come to life in the way it tells you its story as well. So yeah, that's the story. All right. If you're still here, this is the conclusion / outro / whatever you want it to be. Thank you for watching my video. I hope this video managed to convince you to check this game out for yourself. And if the devs somehow watched this video, I really dig your game. I think it's fantastic. It's a great addition to have in the indie space, let alone the indie Souls-like space. I think this will kind of be more action-oriented. I could see a lot of people getting nitpicky about whether it's a Souls-like or not. But the things about Souls games that I personally don't love is, like, while I can awe in the fact that Elden Ring has a massive world full of exploration and puzzles and mystery, I didn't really care for too much of the story. It never really did a good job of bringing me in. So the narrow scope of the way the story is told in this game is really appealing to me. It's also just kind of quirky and fun. The gameplay, while it is simplistic, it is my favorite part of Souls-like games. It's just the boss fights. I don't care about random NPCs I encounter in the world or some weird jewelry hand thing that falls from the ceiling and kills me. I just give a shit about beating the bosses. And this game is littered with so many cool, well-animated bosses that I just actually had a lot of fun learning how to fight and beat. And I don't think I'll be alone in that. So thank you for making this game. Thank you for checking out this video. Thank you for just being here in general. I hope you guys check it out for yourselves. Thank you for watching. That's really it for me. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys in the next one.